I'm going to show you what exactly you could do with your Google Slides in terms of editing them. So let's say you were shared a Google Slide lesson or worksheet, or you purchased something from Teacher Pays Teachers that is not directly editable. So for example, in my slides that I sell on Teacher Pays Teachers, they are photo backgrounds, right? So you can't actually edit this information on here. So I'm going to show you some of the things that you can do to adjust the slides to your liking. First is you can add new slides. Let's say there's something missing or you want to add something. You just use this add button here and you can add a new slide. You can use this if you want to add a certain type, just like you would if you create your own slide deck. And to delete, you just select the slide you want to delete, and then you can hit your delete button on your keyboard. Okay, so that's the first thing here. I'm also going to show you how you can hide anything. Let's say there's content on here that you don't want to see. If you want to add new content, if you want to cover and add, make pictures out of the content, which you can then add back to the slide, or save your slides as photos, which I often do. I turn some of the notes, for example, into photos, and then you can use that as a resource in Nearpod, which, as you know, is my favorite tool to use. So if students are stuck on the triad, they can click that little picture in instructions, and they can get the support that they need. So the first thing up is we're going to see how to hide anything. So let's say you're on here and you're like, well, I really don't want this example here. You can add a square or any other shape that you need to cover it. So you just select this shape, you click shape here, you this is a rectangle, and then I'm going to drag and drop over the area that I want. Let's try that again. Okay, perfect, there it is. Okay, so now obviously I don't want a big giant gray box in the middle of my work, so I have to go up here and change the color. So I'll change it to white to match the background, and make sure that I select this pencil here. This is for the border. I also want that to either be transparent or white. And then there you go. That information is completely gone. Now that allows me to also cover it up with whatever I want. So this kind of covers the add new content. You're always welcome to add new content. You can just work in the slide now however you want, right? And then you can use all the tools just the same, and it's going to cover over top of that. You can still add photos, you can still add shapes, you can add arrows, you can add additional directions or guidance, anything that you need to add simply by just putting that white box over top of what you want to cover and then putting whatever you need to on top of that. Now, another thing that I like to do, so you can see as I teach, I like to have little notes on here as reminders, because when I'm teaching, the students are learning, right? So I want them to be able to have the tools to learn and remember, and I reference the steps that we've written in our notes. And so this is a little trick I do in the editing process outside of slides, is that I take a quick screenshot. So on my Mac, it's Command-Shift-4. That allows me to select the area that I want to screenshot, and I can hit Control, which will copy it to my clipboard. Now, on my work computer, which is a PC, I'm pretty sure it's like the Apple Shift S, and then I can hit Control Paste. So let's just say this was in here. I can now add this picture over top of it. That allows me to add an additional resource that's already on the page, or already within the slides, and put it onto a page. So for example, let's see, I could just delete that. I did include it on all of the try it slides as well. So according to your preference as a teacher, you might want the steps on here or you might not. So then in this case you say, all right, well, the first one has it, the second one I really want them to do from memory, so I'm going to go ahead and cover up this guide on the second try it slide, right? So now you have two different try it slides. One's with a guide, one is without the guide. Now, in order to save this, right, instead of to my clipboard, you have the option now to export the slide, right? So make sure you have the slide that you would like to have selected, which I do. right? So click on this slide. And then you want to click, oh, download. I'm looking for export, I'm sorry. And then I can click JPEG. Now this is only gonna download the current slide. So for each slide that you would want to turn into a photo, you would have to click that. And then that would, like I said, allow me to put this into Nearpod or to use it in another resource. Any way I would need to use it as a photo, put it into Canva, whatever the option may be. I hope these tips and tricks are helpful for you in navigating your work in Google Slides and allows you to better use the resources that you download or have shared with you. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more tips and tricks.